Hello everyone and welcome to yet another recreational programming session with Mr. Zozin. So we continue working on Raycaster and TypeScript, and this is our result that we developed in the previous session. It looks kind of cool. I really like it actually. But it's obviously lacking compared to what we saw in the tutorial, in the article in here, which inspired the whole thing. I'm going to copy paste it in the chat for people online, and obviously I'm probably going to put that in the description as well. Right, so here they have screenshots from Wolfenstein 3D, and also somewhere down there they also had textures and stuff like that. So today I would like to actually work on adding textures to the walls. I think it should be really easy. Famous last words, right? So honestly, I thought the same thing about raycasting in general, and I got burned really hard. So it turned out to be way harder than I thought. But I still feel like just adding textures should be still kind of easier, right? So I can explain you why, right? Because you can just use the standard texture technique, right? So essentially, if you're doing OpenGL or and GLSL, right? So the shaders and stuff like that, you have a texture in a memory, right? So, and usually you have so-called UV coordinates, right? So you have U and V, but I don't remember if V actually goes down or up, but maybe it doesn't even matter, right? So you have some sort of UV coordinates, and they are normalized coordinates. So that means they start at 1 and this at 0, and this is 1 and this is 1, right? So, and essentially, if you have some sort of a point on some surface, the only thing you have to do is to normalize it to 0, 1, and then pick a pixel out of the texture and then color that pixel on that surface that you want to, map the texture to accordingly to that. Right, so, and essentially, if we have some sort of an obstacle in here, right, so this is basically the block. We are looking top down at the block, and we have a player, and the player looking at the block, and through this sort of ray, we kind of know where exactly the ray hits this entire thing. So, and what's funny is that I just realized that the cells are already normalized. They're already normalized, their size is 1. So that means we already kind of know the value from 0 to 1, which column of the texture that we have to pick. Like, this thing literally just tells me right away which column of the texture in here I have to pick, and this is the thing that I have to draw instead of the stripe, right? So because we are actually rendering things in terms of stripes, and the stripes actually have a pretty low resolution in here. You can even kind of see them. So let me wiggle around. Yeah, you can clearly see how low of resolution I have in here, right? So this low resolution stripes, I think even in the source code. If we go somewhere here in a Raycaster index.ts, I have a screen width. So yeah, so the width of the screen is 300, right? So it's quantized like that. So the actual resolution, I think, is 800, right? So, but I quantize it by 300, divided basically. So, and because of this sort of logic, right? So that I lay down in front of you right now. So I feel like mapping, texture should be easy, right? But you never know what kind of problems you're gonna encounter along the way, right? So texturing the walls is gonna be one of the objectives for today. Another objective I would like to do is maybe fix the fucking controls, because right now you're using WASD, right? So, and to rotate I use A and D, and this is like really quantized, and I can only make 1 steps and stuff like that. This is fucking annoying. Like, how am I supposed to even play this kind of game? So this sucks. The controls in camera fucking suck. What's interesting is that you can actually test it out for yourself, right? It is deployed on GitHub pages. It doesn't have any backend or anything like that. Just go to here, and for people on YouTube, of course, I'm going to put that in the description as well. Right, so it's going to be somewhere here. So if you're interested, so it's basically WASD. So another kind of problem that I have in here is that the ray, actually, when it goes out of the bounds, right, as you can see, minimap denotes the bounds, right? If you go out of bounds, the entire scene kind of disappears. And this is because of how our Raycaster works. So essentially, if the ray, for whatever freaking reason, goes outside of these bounds, it stops it stops the whole process, right? It basically stops the whole process, which is kind of meh, right? I think we should allow seeing these objects even if you're completely outside of the boundary, right? So because it's kind of doesn't make any fucking sense, right? So we can denote this area as the area where you can place walls, right? And outside of this area you simply can't place walls, but it doesn't mean that you can't be there, right? So why can't you be there? I think you should be able to be there. So the way we can do that, well, we can basically disable you going there, right? Or we can essentially modify our process. So here we render a single frame, so render a game. So as we render a game, we are rendering a scene, and as we're rendering a scene, we are casting a ray, right? So we have a special function called cast ray. We are providing the scene, right? So, and a scene is essentially an array of arrays of strings or nulls. Null denotes an empty wall, and string denotes basically the color. Right, so it accepts the player position, and it also accepts basically where you have to go, right? So the array essentially. Where are you going? Okay, so let's actually go here. Right, and this is very interesting thing, right? So as you can see, as we cast in the array, we are doing all of that stuff in the in a loop, in an infinite loop, right? So we are checking whether the array, which is denoted by 2 points, hitting a particular cell. If it is hitting a particular cell, we're checking that whether that cell is inside of the scene. If it's not inside of the cell, we stop the raycasting process. If it's inside, we stop it only when we find something on this scene. Right, so what I'm thinking is that maybe we can basically change it like this, right? So if you are in a scene and this thing is not equal to null, only then break. So that means if the ray goes outside of the boundary of the scene, it will continue going there. But then I feel like we need to limit for how long you can actually go anywhere, right? So maybe we can have something like a limit, right? So it's going to be limit, and we can say that you are allowed to only do 10 steps or something like that. So let's actually limit this thing to 10 steps. Maybe we can even limit all of that stuff to a length, right? So to a particular length. But as we cast in the ray, so you see what we're doing, we have a special function which does a ray step, right? So we provide the ray and it gives us the next step. So that we're kind of losing the beginning of the ray, right? So let me actually show how exactly we're doing all that. I didn't have a tablet. So here's 1 point, here's the second point. I can denote this as 1, 2. So we have a procedure that given 2 points finds the next one, right? So finds the next one, and this is the third point. And right, so we only keep the last 2 points in this entire process. So one of the things we need to do, we need to probably save the very first point at the beginning of the raycasting process, maybe something like start, right, P1. And in here, we probably should continue while the distance start to distance to, I don't even know, to P1 is less than far clipping plane. Something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Right. So while the distance from start to P1 is less than this sort of limitation, we continue doing that. And we stop when we're inside of the scene and we find something that is not null. So that seems to be reasonable. So let me actually enable the fly check next error. Right, so fly check mode, which like always shows the errors. And let's go ahead and maybe enable the watch mode. Do I have a watch command? Yeah, I do have a watch command. So that means I should be able to just go in here, right? So I should be able to just go in here. Maybe I'm going to start TeamUX and I'm going to say npm run watch. There we go. So I have a watch mode. So it keeps recompiling the TypeScript every time I modify something, right? So because that's how it goes in web development, watch modes and shit. It doesn't really serve anything because the whole thing doesn't really require any backend. But maybe in the future we're gonna create something that is going to go into the watch mode and also serve, you know, like web server or something like that when we need a backend. Maybe we can make it like a multiplayer game. I don't really know. So anyway, let's refresh this entire thing. So now, if I try, yeah, there we go. So as you can see, yeah, that's kind of interesting. So now I can actually go far away, and it doesn't even slow down the whole thing that much, right? So it doesn't really slow down the whole thing that much. So I can just go around the whole thing and go really, really far away. So interestingly, the actual mapping of the distance to the strip to its height on the screen is really dependent on the height of the screen itself, right? So if we take a look at how we do all of that, so Raycast, it's actually cast ray, and I think it's a render gain. There we go. Render scene. It was called render scene. So essentially in here, what do? The strip height is the height of the screen, height of the canvas, divided by the distance from the player to the wall, right? Non-Euclidean one, right? So, but anyway, so what that means that this thing is a fundamental, the height of the screen is kind of a fundamental far clipping plane, right? So it is the fundamental far clipping plane. What I'm thinking is that maybe we should pass it to cast array to stop the process, right? So how can we even do that? Maybe we can accept the canvas, canvas rendering context, right? What Emacs, why did you, okay, so everything's fine now. So, and instead of this kind of thing here, we can say ctx canvas height, something like this, right? So, and let's go to the next compilation error. So this is the next error. So here I have to pass ctx, and no more errors, no errors in here. Okay, let's refresh the whole thing. And now if I just go away, I can now go away as far as I feel like it kind of slows it down now. It really fucking slows it down. Yeah, actually using the height of the screen as the limitation of this thing is a bad idea, honestly. Right, because as you go further away, it really slows it down, surprisingly. It really fucking slows it down. So let's not do that. Let's not fucking do that. Okay, so but I mean it's kind of good that I decided to experiment with that, right? So because like how else would I fucking know that? Right, so let's not pass this entire shit in here, and we're gonna have a far clipping plane. Far clipping plane. Is it equal to? It's equal to 10. I think it's reasonable. I think it is in fact reasonable. Honestly, like I'm using distance2 all the time, and distance2 actually uses length, which uses a square root and stuff like that. But who said we can't have like a square distance2? So the thing about square distance is that sqr distance2. So it's going to be that vector2, and this is the number, right? And essentially that sub this. And we're going to use a square length. And a square length is something that doesn't use the square root. Where is the length? Where is just a regular length? Yeah, here it is. So you can just say square length is just this, but without the square root. Right, but then you may ask, isn't it incorrect? Yeah, it is true. But the thing you have to do now, like you use a square distance, but now you do not compare it to actual distance that you expect. You now compare it to square of that distance. And this is how it works out, right? So it's literally the same thing now, right? It's literally the same thing, but it doesn't use square root, which is relatively expensive operation, right? It's a relatively expensive operation that we'll have to do on each frame, basically. And maybe we can replace this kind of shit in all of the places where we use distance2. Like who said we can't do that? Right, maybe that will speed it up. But anyway, So let me actually see. So it's talking about some shit. So 2 to 9. Let me see. So here I'm just passing some stuff that does not exist anymore, and everything seems to be nice. Okay. So does it work? Yeah. So now it cuts off everything, and everything is super nice, and it's actually really fast and stuff like that. Yes. So let me actually find all of the places where we do distance too, because I'm really curious if we can replace. Yeah, I feel like here we can also definitely replace distance too, because we're doing only just comparisons. We don't really need the actual distance. We can just use the regular, like square distance. Okay, distance 2. And that's it. We don't use distance anywhere. Like, we can just use square distance. Why didn't I think about that? I think that's pretty cool. So people talking about equals. Did they use equals incorrectly, or it's just like chat talking about something? I think I saw something. Nah, it's fine. Maybe I should actually install some sort of a linter. Yeah, this one. This one actually. Yeah, this one is important. Is Square still expensive? I feel like it is still relatively expensive, especially if we're talking about like games, video games. I don't think outside of video games it is expensive, but when you're calling it 60 times per second, and like not even 60 times per second, but 60 times per second multiplied by some factor, I feel like it can add up. I feel like it can add up, but maybe not. I don't know. But I mean, like obviously you can just get rid of it and replace it with just multiplication and addition. Just multiplication and addition was super cheap even like decades ago, many decades ago. Like, why wouldn't it super cheap right now? I don't know. Maybe it's kind of dumb worrying about this kind of stuff, but I think it's nice. I think it's nice. It's kind of like a testimony to this approach, right? Because this approach was developed when there was no really that much hardware acceleration, and it's sort of like a hack, and it's like a good testimony. Like it's a good demonstration that yeah, you can implement this approach without any like a fancy mathematical operations or anything like that, right? So we still use things like a sine and cosine. Right, so from angle, but in here I think I can also get rid of sines and cosines at some point. But anyway, I digress. So we'll get some stuff in here, and what did I do? So let's do a committee chat. Let's do a committee. Right, allow the array to go outside of scene. Right, I'm gonna push that right into the repo. Push that right into the repo. We got some subs. Thank you so much, Nicolas Danelion. Thank you so much for tier 1 with the message I soy. I don't know what that means, but good for you, I guess. Hector HSC, thank you so much for 100 bits. Thank you. Right. I've sped up stuff on actual recent hardware by removing square root. Oh, okay. So that means this technique is still relevant. Precompute sine cosine tables like a true low-level coder. Yeah, I think I did that off screen, just for fun, but I forgot how to do that. So maybe like doing like a sine cosine tables precomputation would be interesting in the stream. We'll see. Definitely still relevant. I'm doing some stuff on the Playdate console, and you have to be careful there. Interesting. Yeah, I've never developed anything for like old consoles and stuff like that. Right, on Twitter, Pikuma account actually constantly teases me with his courses on like PlayStation 1 development for the games and for NES and stuff like that. And like I never actually... Honestly, I never had any of this kind of stuff when I was a child, and I never developed anything like that for this stuff, but it sounds so fucking fascinating. I want to try it one day. Right. So I really like the platforms that limit you in terms of what you can do, because the limitation is what, encourages creativity, so to speak. Right. But anyway. So what I want to do, I actually want to fix the way we control the character. So right now the character is very discrete, as you can see, and we don't even play a proper animation, right? So let me actually show what is going on in here. So we have a listener, we have an event listener, and when you press a particular key down, what we do, we modify the state of the game and we just re-render the entire game, and that's it. We're not playing animation, we're not updating 60 times per second or anything like that. So I think this is one of the things I want to fix first, right? So I don't remember how to do that. So I think it's a window request animation frame. Okay, so I do remember this kind of stuff, right? So and essentially this is like a set timeout, but for actual, you know, interactive applications, right? So it accepts frame request callback, which is just a function, right, which accepts the time, which is a DOM rest time step, which is just a number, but I don't remember what it is. So we can actually take a look at the documentation for this entire stuff. Dedicated worker, okay. Dedicated worker global scope. All right, anyway. Where is the time? Warning, be sure always to use the first argument or some other methods for getting the current time to calculate how much the animation will progress in a frame. Otherwise, the animation will run faster on higher refresh rate screens. Okay. Makes sense, makes sense. I remember there was a gotcha in terms of the measure units of this thing. So the callback function is passed a single argument, a DOM high rest time step indicating the end of time frame rendering based on the number of milliseconds since the time origin. Yeah, so it's not in seconds, it's in milliseconds. You have to convert it into fractional seconds yourself, right? So freaking web, I don't freaking know. So let's do this thing. So this is going to be basically timestamp, right? So, and let's put it like this. And we also need to keep track of the like a previous timestamp, right? So previous timestamp is going to be undefined initially. And what I'm thinking is that what we're going to do, we're going to just assign prev timestamp to the current timestamp, and we're going to request the next sort of frame, request animation frame. I'm going to say frame, and the frame is going to be essentially a function. Maybe I'm going to actually define a function like this. So this is a frame, and this is the timestamp, like so. And within this thing, we're effectively implicit any, so it has to be a number. Yeah, there we go. So, and afterwards, obviously we'll have to render the game and stuff like that. So afterwards we have to do, I guess it's fine. So we're requesting the first animation frame in which we're getting the previous timestamp, right? So, but we're not doing any frame in here. And then we are actually requesting the next frame and so on and so forth. Okay, that's cool. So it can't really get the CTX is not accessible. I suppose this is because you have to use the fat arrow thing here, right? Don't you? I think that's the way to... Yeah, I think I remember. So there is a semantical difference between the fat arrow lambdas and the, like functions and stuff like that. So to get an access to like a local scope in here where CTX is defined, you have to use a fat arrow. What's fun is that, what if I just do something like this? Is it going to have problem? No, it's totally fine. Okay, it still can access this thing. It's only when you do something like this, it's when you can't capture CTX. Anyway. I kind of tired ranting about JavaScript. So. But honestly, to be fair, closures in languages like C++ and Rust are even more anal than this, right? Because they are low-level system languages where you really have to be very precise about how things are accessed in the memory and the code and stuff like that. So the stuff in the Rust and C++ is even more anal. Okay, whatever. But at the same time, this is a scripting dynamic language. Like, how does that thing have any excuses? I don't freaking know. My favorite are stick closures. Yeah, the lack of ones. So anyway. what we're going to be doing in here, is just re-rendering the whole thing, right? So it's just like a render the whole game. So here we just do that, we clean the whole screen, and so on and so forth. All right, so that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, this one is very important, right? So what we have to do here, we have to have delta time, right? So now we have a delta time, and a delta time is simply the current timestamp minus the previous timestamp. But you have to remember it's in milliseconds. You have to convert it into seconds, right? So we have to divide it by 1000. So and this is the delta time, and I can't access this thing because it's okay. So it's supposed to be either number or undefined, right? So what's up with that? What's up with possibly undefined? Okay, so I have an idea. What if I just say 0? Got him, fucking got him. Right, so because we need to have like this extra frame to figure out the first timestamp, so then we can continue computing the delta time, right? So, and assigning it undefined is not going to work because that actually prompts us to constantly check whether it's undefined, even though this code is kind of correct. If you define the type like this, the code is kind of correct. If you think about it, it's just the TypeScript kind of complains about it. I think I'm starting. There is a strong parallel between Rust and TypeScript, honestly. Right? TypeScript likes to reject valid JavaScript code. Anyway, whatever, doesn't really matter. So we get this kind of thing. So yeah, now we have an animation, and if I just refresh whatever we have in here, it's not going to change at all. Right, so nothing changed, as you can see, nothing changed. And this is because of how we control things. So what we need to do, I think, what we need to do now is to basically introduce the direction vector, right? And not really direction vector, but maybe a velocity vector, or maybe some sort of an indication that we're moving forwards, right? So we're moving forward. Maybe I'm gonna have something like let moving forward, and this is going to be basically initially false, right? So we're moving forward, and so I feel like I need to get rid of all of these things, and if you press down key W, we're gonna say, okay, moving forward is true. That's it. So now I feel like I need to duplicate this entire thing, and for the case when the key is up, we're going to say that we're moving forward false. So, and we're going to be passing that information into here, right? So that means if moving forward, set moving forward, motherflipper, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be updating the position of the player, right? How we're going to be doing all that? So we're going to take the position and we're going to add a certain thing. So we need to have some sort of a velocity. So we need to take the direction of the player and we need to construct a vector from an angle, right? Because direction is an angle. Okay, so then we're going to scale it by the player velocity, right? So player, maybe speed, violence, momentum, divorce. So, okay, so this is going to be speed, and what's going to be the speed? Let's say 1 cell per second, right? So this is going to be 1 cell per second. So we scaled it like that, and then we're gonna scale it by the delta time. To be fair, we can just multiply speed by the delta time, and that kind of like compresses this entire thing. So, and then we can add it to the player position, and that's the new player position, like so. Maybe we can reassign all that stuff like this. So is everything Gucci? Is everything Tamaguchi? Honestly, maybe it would be better to have something like const player velocity, and in here, so like basically I want to have separation like player position and player velocity. So delta time, and this is player velocity. So as you can see, it looks nice. You have player position, player velocity, scale by delta time, and then reassign it, and there we go. You have a very good thing. I do think so. I do in fact think so. And afterwards, you render the state of the game, right? So you updated the game, you rendered the state of the game, and then you request the next animation frame. All right, so now if I refresh the whole thing, okay. So that was interesting. So maybe we have to reduce the player speed. What about like a quarter of the thing, right? Quarter of the, yeah, there we go. So that looked nicer. So what about 10% of the cell? Yeah. Brrr, brrr. Okay, so it's much smoother. That's what I would say. It's much smoother. Anyways, so the next thing we need to do, we probably need to introduce a thing like moving backwards. Moving backwards. Backward, it's also false. So we're going to be assigning here. So I suppose it's going to be s. So backward. So this is s. Backward. Cool. What I'm thinking, chat, what I'm thinking, I feel like we have to create a player velocity, which is going to be essentially 0. Do we have a vector to 0? I do not fucking remember. I do have it. Look at that, apparently. Perfect. So, and if we are moving forward, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be adding a thing to the velocity, right? So we take the player direction, vector 2 from angle, right? So, and we obviously scale it by the player speed. And we just add this entire thing to the player velocity, right? So just add the entire shit and reassign it like so. Now, so it must be reassignable, so it has to be let. Of course. Cool. So now, if moving backwards, we're adding this entire thing. Actually, honestly, we can simply subtract it. The same thing, just subtracting it. The same thing, just subtracting it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So now this allows us, going backwards, go. Oh, I mean, we're almost there, chat. We're almost there. Yeah, moving backwards. Oh, yeah, so just like I copy paste it a little bit. I copy paste it. That's fine. We're not developing software for fucking nuclear reactor, okay? It's fine to make mistakes if you're just farting around. Don't get too wind up about it. Don't get too wind up about the lack of the test or anything like that. Again, we're not developing software for nuclear reactor yet. So anyway, we can move backward, forward, backward, and so on and so forth. It feels too fucking. Why is it so fucking fast? I have no idea why it's so fast, but anyway. So this is a player speed, but maybe let me actually make it. Does it speed up or something? No, it doesn't feel like it speed up. Yeah. So let's make it sort of like this. Maybe something like 1 was fine. Like in here. It's fine. Okay, so now what I want to do, we want to introduce other things. It's accelerate. Is it accelerating? I don't feel like it's accelerating. If you look at the minimap, in the minimap, it is not accelerating. It is not accelerating. It's probably because of the perspective. It feels like it's accelerated, but in reality, I feel like it is not. Right. Anyway. So turning left and turning right. So we're probably going to be introducing like an angular velocity or something like that. I wonder if I can, you know, compress this entire stuff a little bit, like so it looks a little bit better, hopefully. Right, like so. A little bit better. So we're going to be compressing this entire scheiße. So now, if I do key A, I'm turning left, because A is left, right? So that makes sense that I'm turning left, and if KD, I'm turning right. So the same thing is here when I, unpress the whole thing, but instead of true, it's going to be false. Look at that. So it is false now. So here's the velocity, and we need to have like an angular velocity somehow. Angular velocity, which initially is going to be 0, right? But depending on whether we're turning left or turning right or whatever, we are going to be modifying it similarly to how we're modifying the player velocity. So it would make sense to actually call it player angular velocity, right? But it's too long. So instead, I'm going to rename player velocity to just velocity. I think that's much better. So here now, turning left, right? So I'm turning left. Why did I call it like with the snake case? Like I keep forgetting like what kind of case I need to have in here. So now, angular velocity plus. Let me see. All right, so we are adding. So what's going to be the velocity? Let's say it is going to be maybe math pi, like 10% of the pi, just a 10% of the pi. And here, I'll probably have to actually switch the signs. I'll probably have to switch the signs because I don't know which one is left and which one is right. So the only way I can figure it out is to actually experiment, but that's fine. That's totally fine. Okay, so let me see. So we're gonna have player direction is essentially player direction plus angular velocity multiplied by delta time, right? And the delta time we divided by 1,000, right? So that should be fine. Chat, I know why it felt like it's accelerating. Okay, like why rant incoming, right? Why web doesn't just have a one function? Okay, I'm an interactive application. Here's my function, and constantly give me delta time, so I don't have to do this kind of bullshit. Like it's just like. God fucking damn it. God fucking damn it. Web. Fucking web, mate. Fucking web. I'm sure there's an npm package that does exactly this. Alright. It almost feels like the web standardization committee, whatever the fuck it is, they're intentionally making things fucked up to create a market for solutions, for third-party solutions. It's like, honestly, a lot of like frameworks that people are making, they could go out of business if we just like standardize some things in the browser, right? It's just like, I don't fucking know. Do the framework creators pay to W3C for them to like make shit fucked up so they can fix it in their npm package or something? Like, is that what's going on? Are the guys colluding with each other? Like, what the fuck is going on? Why it is like that? So yeah, creating more jobs. It's it's so bizarre to me. Like, I don't fucking understand. Just fix the problems, for fuck's sake. Anyways. I'm sorry. Zozin is ranting again. I'm rotating. And by the way, shit's fucked up. So it's actually the other way around. Right, so it's actually the other way around. And I think it should be a little bit faster, so let's actually do 90 degrees. Look at the left, look at the right. And yeah, we also need to update the velocity. So this is now half of that. Yeah, so that makes sense now. Yeah, that is sus. That is sus. Honestly, I don't really know why it is like that. Maybe because of the near clipping plane. I think the near clipping plane has to be way smaller, so we don't see such bugs. Yeah, I fixed it. I fix it. I fix it. I fix it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I wonder if I can like make so sort of like a labyrinth and go through the labyrinth. And if honestly, I think the rotation has to be even like slightly faster. What about the whole pie? What if we give it like a whole pie? Maybe it's too fast, but yeah. Yeah, let's go. We're going through this entire shizu. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we kind of figured it out. Maybe we have to like use mouse or something. Yesu. Okay. So what did we do in here? So we, let's say make the controls smooth. Make the controls smooth, and I'm going to push that right into the ribbon. Right into the ribbon. All right, so I'm already streaming for 1 hour, and I would like to maybe make a small break and make a cup of tea. And after the break, we're gonna try to tackle the next problem that we have in here, which is the lack of the textures, right? So it's kind of boring to look at just colors. They're not even shaded correctly, honestly. Right, so maybe this is something we also have to do. It's kind of boring to look at these just solid colors. I think we need to introduce textures. And yeah, so let's make some break. And okay, so let's go ahead and maybe add shading to this entire shaisa. I think this is what I want to do, because right now without any shading, it's kind of boring, in my opinion. Just saying. And to be fair, adding shading is rather simple task, right? So just color thing, stripe different, or maybe shade the stripe if it's too far away. Honestly, we can already kind of use the stripe length. Where is the stripe length? Height. It's not length, it's a height. Yeah, we can already use stripe height like this. So, and essentially, so this is the distance. If the distance is bigger and stuff like that, but so this is a stripe height. I might actually use a stripe height to sort of dim this thing away. The problem here is that the color in here is represented as a string, right? So look at that. Color is a string or null. So it's basically sort of like a style. So I need to somehow extract the components of the color and modify the color. Does JavaScript have like anything to modify colors and stuff like that? Does anybody know? Or you literally have to have the like a separate package for this kind of shit? So does anybody have an answer? Like OMG. So what's that answer? Like, how do I interpret that? So is there anything standard within, you have to parse the color yourself. So encode it as a tuple bra. So yeah, I probably have to introduce something like maybe like a class, and this is going to be color, right? And in here we're going to have RGB, number GBA, right? And I'm going to actually maybe treat them as normalized, right? So I'm going to be treating them as normalized. By the way, I don't know, can you just have things like this? You can't. Really? You can't do that? Well, I mean, that kind of violates the principle of TypeScript, that you can just like remove some things and it's going to be JavaScript. So you can't do this kind of shit in JavaScript. So that kind of makes sense. Okay, sure, fine. So we're going to have a constructor RGBA. So, and all of these things are going to be basically numbers, and this one is going to be a number. And in here, I'm going to just take this entire thing and I'm going to use a little bit of a Emacs magic. Emacs magic. I said Emacs magic. Emacs. So fucking sorry. Can you just do something like to maybe string or something like that. By the way, this format, what are the ranges of RGB and A? Does anybody remember? Because I remember having like a trouble with properly using this kind of thing. And 0 to 55, yeah. But for A, I remember that A was kind of an exception. Yeah, this is what I remember. RGB 0 to 50. Can anybody fucking tell me why? I'm gonna start fucking ranting about web again. Like, I'm gonna start fucking why? Web, why can't you be fucking normal? Like delta time in milliseconds instead of the fractional seconds. This shit, can you be just fucking normal? You can tell why. Okay, tell me, please. The web does a little trolling, yeah. So the web does a little trolling. So anyway, so what I want to do in here is just like maybe return this kind of shit like that. So it's gonna be RGBA, and in here we're gonna just do a little bit of this kind of stuff. And obviously here is gonna be just this A. Right. So imagine actually creating like a variable called nuts, and then somewhere in the body you can say these nuts. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways, so in here, what we're gonna do this R, and I suppose since it's normalized, we need to multiply it by 255, right? So we're gonna multiply it by 255, but it could be fractional, so we have to do something like a math floor, like so, and there we go. So, does it look good? Does it look Gucci? Does it look Atamaguchi? I don't fucking know, mate. I don't fucking know. It looks horrible. Looks horrible. Can I, you know, do something like this? I want to split this shit into like several things, like so. So now this one is gonna be something like that. So then later I can probably maybe put it like that. So this is the closing thing, and I can put it like that. Boom. And this is another closing thing, and I'm gonna put it like that. Boom. Does it look Gucci? I think it looks Tamaguchi. Maybe you can even put it like that. Why can't alpha be integer 2? I have no idea, honestly. Like, this entire stuff, like, I freaking know how it works. I want to maybe test the whole thing. So let me refresh this entire stuff. I'm going to go to the DevTools. And I wonder if I can just simply create new color. Yeah, I can create new color. So here I can do, you know, 1001, right? And we automatically created the color. So this is C. And then I can do toString. Yeah, and this is what we got. So it seems to be all right. And then I can just like pass that to different places and everything. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, and now if I have a scene, I can now say that scene is an array of array, but it's actually colors, not the strings. So I'm going to go through the compilation errors in here. So instead of like a field style, I have to do something like toString. And the next compilation error is toString. Maybe we should call it toStyle. Yeah. Maybe we should call it toStyle. So toString and let's query replace toString toStyle. I think I like it a little bit better because I'm going to be calling it explicitly anyway. Right, so this is a scene, size scene. Aha, I see what's going on in here. I see what's going on. So honestly, that kind of creates a situation. What if I want to like use standard colors and shit? I want to be able to just use standard colors and shit. I have an idea. What if I just do a little bit of stuff like this? Right, I'm gonna say color, and let's create like a custom constructors for all of these colors in here. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Red, green, blue, yellow, purple, cyan. All right, so we can just go ahead and fucking do that. So red is going to be a static one, of course. It's going to be color, and we just return new color 1001, right? And we can just repeat that for green, and blue, like so. So this is blue. So who remembers yellow? Who remembers yellow? Is it red, green? Is that yellow? Chat. Yeah, red, green. So purple is, I remember, red, blue. Purple, red, blue. And cyan, I think green. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Right, so I think I didn't fuck it up. All right, so no errors, no compilation errors. I'm gonna refresh. Oof. Okay. All right, so that's, well, I mean, at least it correctly identified some shit. So if I take a look at the scene, I don't really have a scene globally anywhere. So if I take a look at this, where is the scene? I can take this scene and maybe I'm gonna move it somewhere here, like so. All right, and if I refresh this entire stuff, so we have scene, and in some of the places of this scene, right, so we have colors, and for some of the colors we have this kind of stuff. So, and then, yeah, if I just do maybe something like 0, 2, scene, 0, and scene 2, and then to style, does it give me? Yeah, that is not correct, even though this thing have RGB, but when I convert it to style, it all ends up being 0. So to style is incorrect. I see why. That is understandable. Copy pasting, there we go. So I think it works. I think everything working. Yes, so we figured everything out. It's pretty cool. So which allows me to now modify the brightness. Honestly, I kind of want to use a similar trick that is used, a similar sort of like a design, API design that is used by Raylib, to have some sort of a method like a brightness, which accepts like a value parameter, right, and returns a completely new color and stuff like that. So, but we need to know how exactly Raylib does all of that. So I'm going to go into the visualizer where I have the source code of Raylib, and let's actually go inside of this entire thing. And go into the raylib.h. So there was a color brightness, if I'm not mistaken, right? So it has a factor. I think it's a good name. So let's call it a factor. So this is the factor. Okay. It accepts the color and the factor. So the brightness correction brightness factor goes from -1 to 1. That is good. All right, so let's do a grepping, a little bit of a grepping, grep rn. So where is the implementation? So there's, okay, so this is the one that we're interested in. So we clamp in the factor. Okay, that's cool. So then we take in this kind of stuff. If this thing is less than 0, right? If it's less than 0, we're actually adding 1, effectively like inverting this entire thing, and then we're multiplying it by factor. Otherwise, if it's that, we're okay. So that's a very interesting way of doing that. So we're effectively just scaling like the entire thing. Okay. We are effectively scaling. So if it's negative, we're scaling it down. That's a very interesting way to do that, honestly. Okay. So do we clamp them afterwards? We don't even have to clamp them, honestly, right? So because if they're bigger than that, they're gonna oversaturate. To be fair, I think if this is how you control the brightness, we might as well just... I don't know, I want to have like a thing that yeah, let's just like do a multiplication. So I'm gonna have my own factor, not the same as in Raylib. So essentially, we're just gonna do new color. These are this G, this B, and this A, but these first three things are gonna be multiplied by that specific factor, and we're gonna just return it like that. So, and whoever calls this function is gonna be aware of how this works. So it basically scales the RGB, right? It doesn't touch A, it only scales RGB. So this is what it's gonna be doing. And I'm gonna call it brightness because I mean, like I don't really know how to call it else. So when we are rendering the game, where we are rendering the game, by the way, how many times we render the game? So there should be only one, yeah, so that's correct. We only render it once. So then we're rendering the scene, and in the scene, we just have a strip height. And the cool thing about the strip height is that you can always just divide it by this thing, right? So you just divide it by this thing. And that is basically the factor but by which you have to sort of adjust the brightness. What's funny is that if you substitute this entire thing like a strip height with its value, you will notice that you kind of cancel out this, and what you end up with is just like 1 over the distance of between the player and the wall. Right, so that's the value by which you have to adjust the color. So, and effectively what we can do, we can just say brightness like this. So, I wonder if it's going to work. But yeah. Anyways, let's give it a try. And it worked. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And I wonder if, yeah, so if you super close, that looks nice, honestly. Does it look nice? Right, it's like a fog. It's more like a fog. But I'm not sure how good it is. I'm gonna leave it as it is. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, boy. Okay, good. So let's do a committee, and maybe even a pushy. I think there was a name for this kind of thing, like a phone lighting. No, phone is not that. Phone lighting. So let me see. I forgot the name. You can do sigmoidy stuff. Maybe I could do sigmoidy stuff. Phone reflection model. Yeah, I don't think it's a phone. Right. Rim lighting. Maybe it is rim lighting because yeah. So it's more like a diffuse. It looks like this maybe. Yeah, it's definitely not phone. By the way, this looks like a fucking solid streaming topic, I swear to God. Why I never actually explored that? I think I tried to explore that in a past long time ago, before I was actually like, you know, archiving my streams and stuff like that. Damn, I should do a stream on that. I should do a fucking stream, like write some shaders that do the like a phone reflection model and stuff like that. Yo. Yeah, so but I looked into that stuff but it was really long time ago. Like it's before the Tsoding Daily channel, where I was archiving all of my streams and stuff like that. Right, so because of that, a lot of stuff lost. I actually, throughout my streaming career, I looked into a lot of things, but a lot of them just like straight up lost, unfortunately. Right. Simple lighting based on distance. Right, and I'm gonna push that right into the repo. Right into the repo. Just a second. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. So now we need to add textures to our entire renderer, right? So, and in here, it's kind of interesting. Ooh, this one is interesting. So in here, they're doing like a cell shading or something, or don't they? Let me find. Yeah. So this is sort of like a cell shading. They're probably using normals or something like that. That's a pretty cool idea, honestly. It's just because you can just like a straight up use angle between like the direction of the player and like a normal of the thing to sort of decide how bright or dark the whole surface has to be, right? So, but I don't really know how to implement it like off the top of my head, like right away. I have to do a little bit of math, and maybe I'm going to do that a little bit later because now I want to kind of work on texturing. Second screenshot looks like my tab at 3D. Yeah. I mean, which one? There's a lot of screenshots in here. Oh, you mean the one where things are warped? Just a second, let me... Yeah, this one. Here's an example of what happens if the camera plane isn't perpendicular to the direction vector. The world appears skewed. Yeah, that's very interesting. Those jaggers are killing me. Hopefully we can add some AA at some point. Maybe. So you mean, let me actually find, yeah, these ones. We can probably increase the resolution. So let's actually increase it twice. It feels like a little bit, yeah, so there's still a little bit of this stuff. But yeah. You know what we can do? So right now, the way we do that, we actually fill rectangles. Render scene. Like we literally do fill rect on each stripe. What I was thinking to do is to maybe render everything into image data somehow, right? Pixel by pixel, right? Like maybe into the byte array, so to speak, then construct image data out of the byte array. And then like use that image data, like slap it onto the canvas and let the canvas do the scaling and the aliasing and stuff like that. So this is what I was thinking at some point. But to be fair, one of the other ideas that I had for this Raycaster is to maybe then port it from canvas to divs. Imagine like implementing Raycaster that renders all of these things with divs, right? Because it's just stripes, right? So they're just stripes. So you can actually do the stripes with divs just for fun, right? So that would be actually kind of funny. So anyway, we need to load some images. So let me actually see what kind of images we can have in here. So let's do maybe Tsojin Pog. It's not really Tsojin Pog, it's Tsojin Pog. So let me actually copy paste this entire thing. So it's a Tsojin Pog. A Poogie, a Woogie. So I'm going to create an images, and in here I'm going to just download my Tsojin Pog. Okay, so I probably have to rename it to Tsojin Pog. PNG. All right, how do I load this entire shit into the web? I suppose I have to do something like index.html. All right, and maybe simply image src. I think I vaguely remember how to do that. Right, so I can just do it like that. Images, Tsojin PNG, Tsojin Pog PNG, like so. Right, and then in this specific place, in this specific game, okay, so I enabled the, you know, the color inversion specifically because of this article, because it didn't have any style, so it was too bright. I wonder if this color inversion thingy is going to actually affect this entire stuff. Right, so I wonder if it's going to affect this entire stuff. So I wonder if I can do like a style display none, right? Because I don't really want to display that at all. So it's going to keep it in the memory, hopefully, and then I'm going to go into in here. So maybe we need to have something like this, Tsojin Pog. So, and if I go to here, Tsojin Pog, do I have that? Okay, so that's cool. Can you have image data or, yeah, get, I don't know how easily I can do all of that, but anyway, so this is like an image tag. This is like an image tag. What I'm thinking that somewhere in the libdom ts stuff like that, right? Libdom ts stuff like that, we probably have a definition of a class for the image tag. So let me actually maybe go there. I want to just like go here. So this is the entirety of this thing. So do you have an image, maybe HTML image? Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Provide the special properties and methods for manipulating images and stuff like that. So does it inherit anything? So it just inherits the HTML element, so it's not particularly that interesting. So you can check whether it's complete, which is whether the object is fully loaded, right? So maybe that's going to be important for us. So we can have height and stuff like that. So loading, name, natural height, sizes, src, not that interesting. Decode, so I don't really know what the fuck is a decode, and so on and so forth. All right, so I don't really see anything particularly useful for the just tag. I also remember that there was just like an image thing somewhere. Image, so canvas draw image. So you can draw image with a canvas image source, HTML, image bitmap, video element, image bitmap. So this is a height, width. I remember there was like an image data. Yeah, so here is the image data, canvas image data. So you can create canvas image data, but can you create it? All right, so let's actually Google up. So JavaScript get image data. Yeah, get image data somehow. So let's actually go to Google. I remember doing it once. So yeah, you can get the image data from the canvas. But can you just get an image data of an image? So here is the image data. Represents the underlined pixel data of an area for canvas. So this is the data, which is a clumped array, which is okay. So that's totally fine. Image data from your, okay, so people Google that. Get image data URL in JavaScript. Okay. So you can create, oh yes, this is a canvas. Ooh, I vaguely remember that you have to do something like that. So file encoder, my image, draw image to you. Oh my god, yeah. So load image, new image. So there was a class image, right? So I see in the chat somebody saying there was some sort of a class image, new image. Right. So okay. All right. So you then create image, this kind of thing. You do src, but then to get the data out of this thing, I have to draw it on a canvas. Do you understand correctly that I have to draw it on a canvas? I think I'm vaguely starting to remember that. You literally have to draw it on a separate canvas. Image and load, then get the data. Okay, so let me see. So HTML image element, right? So on load. But I don't really see. Yeah, so the image itself doesn't have. Yes, you struggled with this in the past and determined that you need a canvas. I was surprised to learn that as well. Oh. Where did I do that? Does anybody remember? What was the project? Where I did all of that? Something about, yeah, like, let's actually go to the past. Blast to the past. So Raycasting, so we probably need to go to all of them. Emojam, maybe it was Emojam. So let's actually see. but maybe not. So for those who doesn't know, Emojam is this thing. Right. Emojam. I think in case of an Emojam, I could just like use image. Right, I could just use image to bind the image into the GLSL texture, and that worked fine. I didn't need to have the individual pixels, right, in the JavaScript itself, right. It's just like a WebGL makes it super easy to just bind it to the texture in GLSL, and in the shader you can already do whatever you want. Game of Life and GS, yes, I think. You just remember, yeah, so I think it was something about automata, right, in TypeScript specifically. So let me see, can I actually have a search where I can specify the language? Okay, so oh my god, this is so slow. TypeScript. Ooh, oh my god, that is the slowest shit. Okay, autocell. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Autocell. And autocell, if I remember correctly, bruv, GitHub is insanely slow. And I'm gonna keep ranting again, I'm sorry. It's just like, this is a glorified file manager. It has no business being this fucking slow. We had file managers in the 90s, like, bruh. Even remote ones. It's a glorified remote file fucking manager. That's just like, I don't fucking know. So this is basically autocell. It was trying to derive like a, you know, cellular automata based on the image, right? It was just like getting some statistics like with the surrounding neighbors and stuff like that. It was kind of a weird experiment, so I didn't really know it was particularly successful, but we did some interesting stuff in here. Right, we did some interesting stuff. So STB images, damn, bro. We even did that. I think one of the things I did in here is I just loaded the image as a blob, I think, and yeah. Okay, so HTML canvas, HTML image. So just a second, image, HTML image. Yeah, I think what I did in here, I used STB image directly. I just remembered. I just remembered. So essentially what I did, I just loaded the image as a blob. And then I just did that. So people, you keep spamming this thing, like use images. Like, is this even relevant to what I want? Using images. Get images to draw. Bro, you do... I don't want to accidentally insult person. It's just like... Doesn't calm down. This person is just clueless. But yeah, they just want to help. They don't understand what you're trying to do. They're just clueless. Don't get mad at them. Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fucking fine. Anyways. anyways. Simple line graph. Simple line graph. Okay. So, no, but now there's no reason to ban this person. We're trying to be, you know, acceptable. We're trying to be like understanding. We're not trying to lash on people just for not fucking understanding what the fuck is going on the screen. We're just trying to be nice. We're trying to bring positive vibes into the industry. You know what I'm talking about? That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Anyways, so one of the things we probably want to do is let me maybe put that in the description somewhere here. So this is basically autosell. We did a whole like series on this entire thing. It's there, framing an image. It is there, but I mean, I didn't see anything. Like it's just like, where is the framing an image? Get context, draw image. Eh? 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 Where? Where? Where is the manipulation of pixels and shit? I don't see. Where is the manipulation of pixels? I don't see manipulation of pixels. All right, so yet another troll. Okay, I think that image could be used. There is a slice method where you can specify what parts of cut. This is actually an interesting idea, Movimax. This is actually an interesting idea. But to be fair, I also want to be able to control the brightness of this strip, because we have lighting and stuff like that, right? So we have lighting and stuff like that. So, anyways, so let me close the chat. It's just like let me try to think. Because like I remember I already explored that, but it's still very fucking difficult for me to comprehend that. It's like I just don't want to accept the fact that yes, that's how you get the pixels of the image on JavaScript. It's just like it's so painful for me to comprehend that. I just like I don't want to do that. Like, all right. Zozin, calm down. Zozin, calm down. Everything's fine. Yeah. So you really have to create an actual small canvases and shit. Like you really have to fucking do that. Okay, so I wonder if I can do that entirely in DevTools, so I can experiment and stuff like that. So where is my thinking? Okay, new image. So if I just create an image, cool. So image src, and I'm gonna say, okay, images Sodin pog png. Boom. All right, so here's the image, and can I just see the image itself in here? So if I, okay, it doesn't really display it per se. Does that mean I can like literally put anything in here and it will? Oh, okay. So if something is incorrect, it would like literally tell me. Okay, can I create a new canvas? Right, so document create element, and I'm gonna create a canvas. Right, I'm creating a canvas, and that's my secret canvas. So this is my secret canvas. Okay, cool. So in a secret canvas, can I just set width to image width? Let's actually see what's the width of the image. What's the width of the image? Okay, so that is correct, by the way, and this is also correct. So that's pretty cool. So secret canvas. I didn't want to do that. I'm gonna set its width to image width, and I'm gonna set its height to image height. All right, cool. And a secret canvas, I suppose I have to get the context, right? Because otherwise I can't really draw anything there, right? So I kind of have to do that. So, and in here I can say secret CTX. So we've got a secret CTX. So here, this is not how we spell it. Secret CTX draw image. And what do I have to specify? I have to specify the image 0, 0. Okay. Secret ctx get image data. Const image data. So 0, image width, image height. We're trying to bring positive vibes into the industry. Even if people who design this entire shit are dumb, we're accepting them for the way they are. Because they probably had good intentions when they designed all that stuff. They also probably got paid a shit ton of fucking money. And I'm eating rice every fucking day. I still accept them for the way they are. I forgive them. We should learn forgiveness, you know? We should learn forgiveness. They were probably thinking about security, right? So the safetyness of the internet and stuff like that. They probably had good intentions. So, yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and bring the HTTP server. So anyway. You're so wise. I know. I forgive all of the stupid morons who made decisions who make my life miserable. It's fine. I forgive all of them. So, anyways. So what we can do, I suppose we can just like run Python or something, like Python 3. Since I kind of understand what the fuck is needed to be here, so I can probably even just retype this entire stuff. So in the actual TypeScript. So I already basically figured it out, right? So the only thing that stopped me is course, right? So I might as well actually start typing it in here. So let's do new image, right? So, and this is my new image. You know what? We probably have to do like some async scheiße. So let's go ahead. I mean, it's totally fine, right? I still figured it out, right? So the fact that I encountered course, right, it doesn't really stop me from it. Yeah. So I still gathered enough information. Load image data. So here we have URL, which is going to be a string. And we're gonna have an image data in here, right? So this is something like that. And so I just create an image, const image, like this, and this is image src. So image src, and this is URL. I suppose now the thing we have to do is image on load, right? So we have to do something like image on load. And in the image on load, we have like a global event and stuff like that. And yeah, I understand that like I have to probably promosify this entire thing. Yeah, async time. So maybe I'm gonna Google it up. JavaScript load image async. So let me see how to do that. So sync await in image loading. Yeah. So what's the right way to do that? 2024 developer survey is here, and we would like to hear from you. Oh, do I have to have like an account to do that? I don't have an account. So hello, thank you for taking the 2024 Stack Overflow developer survey, the longest running survey of software developers and anyone else who codes on Earth. That's not very inclusive. Excuse me, did you think about people on Mars or in a space? They probably also code. Disgusting. Anyway, there are seven sections in the survey. The second, third, and fourth section will appear in a random order. Basic information, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's go. You consent to providing your information to help us stay privacy compliant. Okay. Your participation. Thank you for participating. You're welcome. Cool. So we took the developer survey, Stack Overflow developer survey. So hopefully the information I provided to them actually helps to improve the service. Anyways, so yeah, how do you do that? That's very interesting. New promise result. That makes sense actually. That makes sense. Yo, that's pretty cool. So we can promosify. I'm gonna keep it open in here. I'll do that a little bit later. So now, so image. In the image, I probably have to also create a canvas, right? So this is gonna be new HTML canvas element, like so. And in a canvas, we're going to set the width to image width, set the height to image height, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually draw, yeah, we need to take the context as well. So ctx canvas get context 2D, right? So in here we're gonna draw an image 0, 0 and show me the so you provide the image, just the image, and we can do 0, 0. All right. So what's up with this shit? So this thing can be, well, I mean, technically, okay. So it may return null. Yeah, I do realize that. But I mean, so what kind of browser does not support the 2D canvas in 2024? Excuse me. Excuse me. Right. So ctx equal null, we just do throw new error. What kind of browser in 2024 does not support 2D canvas? Bruh. That's everything I have to say in here, honestly. Bruh, are you still using ES6? Anyways. Links, maybe links, but I mean, links is probably gonna fail at the very beginning in here already. So anyways, what do we have? Why does it complain, by the way? So image, an object which is possibly null. For real? Are you telling me this thing may return null? Do I have to specify? No. I don't really know what the fuck you're talking about. It's not accessible of the type event. So you want me to... It implicitly has type any. Yeah, I don't freaking know what it's talking about, but we can figure it out a little bit there. Okay, so, and essentially in here, I can finally get image data, right? So, and when I get image data, I have to specify the full size in here, which is understandable. So image width and image, what kind of constructor returns null? Yeah, I know, right? But and I don't even see that it really returns null. So if we're looking at this kind of stuff, right, it doesn't return null, like for real. So I don't see it at least. So here is something with a image, an object which is possibly null. Yeah, anyway. So now what we want to do is probably promissify the whole thing. Right, so we're probably gonna return new promise. So if we're gonna be doing async, right, so this is gonna be a async function. Honestly, yeah, so now we have to make everything async. Now we have to make everything async. A node is a property. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. okay. So, yeah, it's just like doing stupid stuff. Stupid fucking mistakes, man, I know. Here we accept the function that does resolve reject, right? So resolve reject, and in here we just do this stuff like that. Right, so unload, once we get everything right, so we are resolving this entire thing. So just like resolve like this. Cool. Is that how it's going? Yeah. On error, reject. Image on error, reject. So that's cool. So, and in here, I don't freaking know. So I suppose async sucks. Yeah, async sucks indeed. We might as well just return a promise like this. We can just return a promise, and that seems to be working. That seems to be compiling. It doesn't like this thing. Expected. I see. That's totally fine. So maybe now I can just try to do async, and then you're gonna be fine. So it says something. The return time of async function or method must be global promise type. Did you mean the prom? Yeah, I did. Okay, so it's kind of like you're forced to have it as a promise. So, all right. So I think I figured it out. Isn't it cool? Isn't it cool? I think it's pretty freaking cool. So, yeah. So on each image load, we're like creating like an entire HTML element and the canvas and 2D canvas and stuff like that. And hopefully, once we're finished all of that, it's not going to stick around in the memory and it's going to be cleaned up and stuff. Will it be cleaned up and stuff? Right. So this kind of setup, is this kind of setup like, you know, safe, right, from the memory consumption point of view? Because maybe some of the, you know, callbacks are going to keep pointers to the objects, so they're never going to be garbage collected. You can refine sync keyword as it is a sugar for a new promise. Okay. It's even a sugar. That's really funny. But I want to keep it anyway. So whatever. So we have this kind of thing. So one thing I want to do now is probably refresh the thing that we have in here. Right. So where is my Raycasting? So there we go. So now we have a function load image data. Come on, bruv. Load image data. Let's go. So, and here we're gonna just have images, Soding PNG, Soding Pog PNG, not PNMG. Yeah. Illegal constructor on load. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Illegal constructor. I'm an idiot. So, yeah. So it has to be document create element canvas. All right. Are we fine? So there's no errors in here, and I'm gonna refresh this entire thing. Load. Can I just do one of my previous things? Yeah, so course. Of course. So Python 3 HTTP simple 69 69. Was it simple HTTP? HTTP server. Yeah, I figured it out. So now I can do localhost 69 69. Would you look at that? So for offline game, I need to have an HTTP server. Thank you so much, W3C. Really appreciate that. Really fucking appreciate that. Image data. So we have this kind of thing. A boom. Pending. All right. So can I just have? Yeah. So probably want to do something like then data. Where is my cursor? Okay. So it's too faint. Console log data. Okay, look at that. We've got literal fucking pixels. We've got literal fucking pixels. How about that? You indate, clamped, array and shit. That is fucking insane, mind friend, dude. This is fucking insane. Pixels for real. Yeah, we got pixels. We hacked the system. We hacked the fucking system and got the pixels. Am I a real web developer now? Can anybody, you know, validate me? I think I'm a real web developer now. Right, I fixed the course problem and I got the pixels. Image real loader. As a professional web dev, yes, you are. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anyways, so let's actually close this entire stuff. So I want to kind of make a small break, right? So after this web bullshitry, I really need to refill my cup of tea. And after I refill the cup of tea, we're going to try to mess with the pixels. All right? Okay, so let's continue doing this entire stuff. So essentially, what I need to do, I need to update the definition of a scene, I think. Right, so now the definition of a scene, so scene, it has to be something like type scene. Right, so as you can see here, it's either color or null, or here I want to have actually like texture or image data, right? So I think it has to be something like image data. But I'm not really sure. Load image data. So you return an image data, and image data is just okay. So that's actually perfect. Right. So scene is either color or image data or null. So we're gonna support both, right? I think we're gonna support both. I'm gonna go to the compilation errors now. Do we even have compilation errors? So that's kind of interesting. So fly check mode. It was disabled. So fly check next error. There you go. So this one is rather interesting because now we have to dispatch upon several things. So it's either color or texture or like image data or null. So in here I would actually say it's something like cell, right? So does JavaScript has something like instance of it literally has instance of. Is this Java or something? I literally guessed it because I used to be a Java programmer. So it let me see. Fuck's sake. Right, so because I programmed in Java in the past, I kind of like know how it goes. I didn't really expect that it's holy shit. That's JavaScript. Okay, I see. Right, so instance of tests to see if the prototype property of the constructor appears anywhere in a... Oh, and it's also prototype based in here. Oh my god. My god. Okay, I see how it goes. Oof. All right, so it's fine. So this is going to be cell, right? So, and essentially here, the main complaint of this entire thing is that it, it could be either color or it could be either, so property to style does not, so either color or image. So none of them have any of that. So now, interestingly, can you do something like this? Cell instance of color, and it automatically like casts it into, okay, this is like a Kotlin. Yeah, Kotlin, not Kotlin, Kotlin. Right, otherwise, if cell instance of image data, right, so image data, Kotlin, what we have to do, this one is rather interesting actually. So, this is a rendering of the minimap. This is rendering of the minimap, so this is actually kind of cool. So we can actually do something like image, maybe draw image, right? So can you draw image? You have to provide the canvas image source. And what is a canvas image source? No image data though. So you can do image bitmap or... This is so bizarre. Why can't you just have image data in here? Right, can I just say, okay, draw cell? Right, at that specific place or something like that? Just draw it, brother. Just draw it. And in here, by the way, so it's, you can specify the size, and size in here is just 1, 1. Just pass the image element directly in here, but I don't have an image element. That's the problem. So when I load the image, I do have an image element. Then I need to put it on a canvas so I can get its pixels, and then I just return the pixel and I lose the image element. So that means I need to have both image and the fucking image element, right? So if I want to do that, I need to have both. And it's really bizarre that I can't just do that. I think, okay, so I think there was something like, okay, put image data. Thank God. So you can just put image data into this thing. So, all right. So I think we're safe. I think we're safe. So what is a dirty X and dirty Y? I swear to God, web people, what the hell is going on with you? It's just... Why there's no sloppy X along with dirty X? Like, why you're making up shit? Like, stop making up shit. Like a charm X, a strange X. This is like fucking dx dy, but funny, exactly. So horizontal position X of the top level corner from which the image data will be extracted defaults to 0. So horizontal which image in a destination canvas position of the top left corner from which image data will be extracted. Why do you call it dirty? It's just src. This is just src. Are you okay, my friend? Yeah, so why is it, like, okay, so this is destination and this is source. So anywhere in any graphics library, in any graphics framework, this is destination coordinates and this is source coordinates. I forgive those people. Let's not get mad at them. They just needed to feed their children. So that's why they created job security for themselves, right? So I'm okay with people making money. Okay. So, but what's interesting is that why can't I specify the destination size, right? So if I want to kind of like squish it and stuff like that, why can't I fucking do that? That's pretty sad, bro. That's pretty sad, bro. So holy, what the fuck am I looking at? Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna try to just do that. So put image data. So, and this is gonna be cell X, Y. Yeah, I suppose it automatically defaults to the actual size, right? So, and width defaults to the size of the, so I don't even have to provide any of that stuff, so I can just do it like that. But then on top of that, I would like to, you know, kind of resize it, but the only way I suppose to resize for me is to do the translations and stuff like that. So let's just let it be in here, and we'll see how it will go. Okay, so the next error, what do we have in here? So fly check next error. So here's the brightness. Oh, this makes sense only if, right, so if it's a color, so we have to do something like cell instance of. And one of the things I forgot to check, and I really wanted to check that. So let me open this stuff up and let me open the DevTools. DevTools. So for instance, if I have something like null and I do instance of class color, I suppose. So it returns always false, right? So null always will return false on no matter what. Okay, that's perfect. So now what we're gonna do, so this is a color, right? So, and let's go. And in here, I don't really know what to do. So maybe I'm gonna just do throw new error, right? Rendering of the textures is not implemented, right? So it's gonna throw an exception, hopefully. So this is just the cell. In case of the cell, it just does that. All right. So that's pretty cool. Next error, please. I suppose we actually went through all of the errors in here. That's pretty cool. Honestly, what we have to do in here is just like a cell instance of image data, right? So that's what we have. Let me find the other place. Yeah, so this is the image data we have in here. Okay, so I'm gonna sneeze, by the way. Get ready, chat. Debated. False alarm. All right, so everything seems to be fine, and that's cool. So let me now bring this thing in here. So the scene goes inside, right? So this is the scene. That's pretty cool. So the next thing we do, we need to load sodium pog, right? So I'm gonna say sodium pog, and in here we're gonna say load image data. Load image data, and we just say images sodium pog png. There we go. But we have to do a little bit of an interesting thing in here. So let's replace blue with sodium pog. So replacing blue with sodium pog, and surprisingly that just worked. And does it? Yeah, so it does have problems, right? But it doesn't complain about them. Surprisingly, so we can make it complain a little bit earlier if we just do something like this. Yeah, there we go. So it complains now about that, and it says that it's a promise image data. So we probably need to do async, await in here, right, to sort of unwrap this entire thing. But you can't do unwait in not async functions. So expressions are only allowed within async functions and the top level of modules. So I suppose one of the things we can do here is just say it's async. And is that enough? Is that enough? I think that should be enough. Right, so can I do that stuff now? Okay, that's perfect. I'm surprised this was enough. Like, I thought I will have to... Yeah, rendering of the textures is not implemented. So 281, boom. Got it. We actually reached that specific place. I'm surprised this was enough. So in a top level of in the top scope, right, in the global scope of JavaScript, I can just take a async function and just call it. Is that a thing? I thought it was illegal, but apparently I can just have a async function and just call it, and it just works as expected. Yeah, you can do that. Okay. So I thought I would have to do something like document on load, right? Document on load or something like that. Like, okay. Since relatively recently. Okay, interesting. Okay. All right. I'm just not familiar like with the async model of JavaScript, but I worked with async code in other languages. So anyways, that's pretty cool. It's funny how it managed to render some of the things, right? So it rendered these things, and then it reached the textured one, and it completely fucking failed. Right, that's actually kind of funny. Oh, and by the way, it didn't render the minimap. Let's actually go ahead and find the render game, and in the rendering of the game, let's disable rendering of the scene because I want to see the minimap. Honestly, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like, what the fuck is that? So yeah, that's really funny. Ship it. It's sodium a pogue. Look at that. It's a sodium pogue. What's funny is that I don't render the game, so I can just like do this kind of stuff. Right, look at that. I can just move around. I can also maybe in terms of like a minimap, when I'm rendering the minimap, I can increase the size of the cell, right? So I can just say, okay, 0, let's say 1. I think that's a good one. So how about 5? Yeah, something like that. So the thing about the thing about that is that it doesn't even modify. It's not affected by translations and scales. It's not even affected by translation. This is kind of bizarre, isn't it? I think it is. So what's up with that? So that means you, like, when you do put image data, I want to read documentation about this function because I would expect this function to respect. I suppose it just like substitutes the internal image out of that. Can you construct an image out of the image data? Right, so that's the real question I have. So if I do ctx draw image, and you have canvas image source, you have canvas image source. Can you construct image bitmap out of this thing? So image bitmap, so it's just an interface. Image bitmap is just an interface, but can you construct, so we have off-screen canvas. So it's an interface, off-screen canvas. You know what I'm thinking? What if instead of image data, I just use off-screen canvas? All right, so, all right. How is that different from just canvas? So you can just do new off-screen canvas, okay. Okay. Bitmap renderer, so you can get the context or something. Off-screen canvas, get, okay. You know what, I think that's what I have to do. I think event target, it does event target. What I have to do, load image data, I have to return off-screen canvas. You know why? Because in the off-screen canvas, if I understand correctly, I should be able to get data, right? So because it's so I can have off-screen canvas rendering context to D, and that's where I can get. Yeah, I suppose this is what I have to return. Because inside of this thing, I suppose I also will be able to get some other things. So, and it's a canvas rendering. So is it even, yeah, I think I should be able to do that. There is a global create image bitmap. Create image bitmap. I don't know how it's gonna help me. Create image bitmap. Image bitmap source. What is image canvas? Image. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much. This is okay. So this is much better than whatever I was doing. All right. So image data. Thank you so much. So now, so instance of. So draw image. Create image bitmap, and we just provide a cell. Maybe we can just preemptively create it. So inside of the image, yeah. So it's kind of a, maybe it's too much to create it on each sort of frame. Maybe it is too much to create it on each frame, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, so x, y, 1, 1. So that should probably be fine. So it complains about something. No overload expects, but overload. So what's up with that? I don't see any. Oh yeah, okay, whatever. It's async. Are you fucking serious? No. Okay. So I feel like I'm playing Tetris, honestly. I feel like I'm playing Tetris with this entire thing, and it's just like it's kind of annoying. It is kind of annoying. Options is not gonna improve anything. It's like it says that it's exactly async. Okay, so you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to maybe just say fuck that, and I'm gonna render this entire thing like with a circle. I do have a fill circle, right? So this is a fill circle, and when I'm filling the circle, I'm going to say, so we have a center in here. The center is located at vector x, y, right? And we probably want to add, you know, half, so it is in the center, right? And the radius is going to be just half, if I understand correctly. Right, so this is that, and that's about it. So essentially, so we're also going to have ctx fill style, and the style is going to be, let's say, red. So we're going to denote the textures with the circle, right? And we're going to figure out how to put the actual image in there a little bit later, right? So I don't want to actually do that. Right. So let me see. So where are we? Because it's not really that important. It's just like it's literally a waste of time. Yeah. So okay. So as you can see, it demonstrates that it's sort of like a texture. So render minimap. When I'm rendering the minimap, let's actually reduce it down to just that. Did it compile? What's going on? Why is it... Okay, so it recompiled, fine. Let's enable a rendering of the scene. All right, so now it's that. And we can go here. So here's the... Where's the other instance of... Yeah, here it is. Interestingly, so if it's a cell, we already kind of can. So we'll need this kind of stuff pretty much everywhere. But I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna just copy it for now, right? So I'm copying it for now. And P is a rather interesting thing, right? Because it represents the point that hit the cell, right? That hits the cell. So, and C actually represents the thing that, yeah, C actually represents that point in there. So let me actually see what we have in here. So we have the, you know, the wall, the cube. We know this point. This is C. We know this point, and this is P. We need to figure out where it is, where it actually is, on which side, sort of speak. On which side, sort of speak. What's interesting is that difference, if we do the difference between them, so probably we don't even need this kind of stuff. Maybe I haven't decided yet, but whatever. We need that to figure out the strip height, so that's totally fine. So if I take P and I subtract C from that, if everything is done correctly, one of the components of P is going to be equal to 1. One of them is going to be equal to 1. The other one is going to be the thing that we're interested in. Right, we just need to ignore the one that is equal to 1. All right, the one that is equal to 1. So let me do something like this. Maybe we can even have a function that figures out that for us, but maybe not, whatever. So we have t, and if tx is equal to 1, we're interested in actually ty. Otherwise we're interested in tx, right? So we can kind of turn that into this ternary operator, and this is effectively the x coordinate of the strip of the image that we have to take. So yeah. Maybe we can even take like a difference between them, right? So minus, yeah, so it's sort of like a -1 and math ABS, and this thing is less than epsilon, right? Because it's a floating point and stuff like that. Right, and then we can say that this is like a u coordinate, right? And now what we have to do, we have to multiply u by the width of the image data, and that gives us the column within the image data that we have to render now, like this strip, so to speak. Interestingly, if it was... So I'm thinking about the idea that MovieMax actually suggested, where I could just use it as a... How is it called? As an atlas Right, so because I think CTX like literally allows you to draw an image, right, and you can specify the source image. Yeah, so you can specify source, destination, and so on and so forth. You can specify source, destination, and stuff like that. And maybe this is what I have to do. Maybe this is what I have to do in here, essentially. And since I can just do that, I can just use my image data as a sprite. I don't really need an image data. I don't really need the bytes. You know what I'm talking about, chat? You know what I'm talking about? Like, we don't need bytes. We don't really need bytes. But we still need to do this kind of shit asynchronously, right? Because that's the only way to load that image, right? So maybe what we have to do here is just like return an image. So this is image, it's a HTML. Can I? So HTML image element, right? Because when you're drawing instance of CTX draw image, CTX draw image, canvas image source can be image bitmap HTML canvas element. So it has to be HTML canvas element, the other HTML canvas element. We don't need bytes where we're going, exactly. We don't really need bytes. I'm just thinking what's going to be the best actually representation here. So you have image bitmap. Image bitmap sounds like actually kind of cool because you also have create image bitmap. Right, create image bitmap. Let me see. So, and you have image bitmap source, and image bitmap source is canvas image source, which could be HTML canvas element. So yeah, all right, so I think we can figure out. I have like, I can't decide which image source do I want. So if I just say that, like, I can just return canvas, maybe. HTML canvas element, right? So here is that. And because of that, I can simply return the canvas itself. All right. So let's go through the rest of the compilation errors. Next error, strip is never used, whatever, doesn't really matter. This one, the definition of the scene. So scene now is not image data, but HTML canvas element. All right, the next error. So that's it, right? So there's no errors anymore. So everything's fine in here. Okay, that's cool. So what that means, you can use HTML image element directly. I don't see it, honestly. Where? HTML image. Yeah, so canvas image source does not include in HTML element. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, the typings don't actually say that. That's what's weird about all of that. You know what I'm talking about? Like, maybe one of those are like actually inherit. Oh, for fuck's sake! Like, since it's not an image element, my brain literally skipped. Oh my god! Like, why are you, dude? Why do you even fucking need this type? What is wrong with web people? Like, we promote positive vibes. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Drugs. Yeah. Anyway. That simplifies everything. Okay. So Okay, let's go through the compilation errors. Next one. So this one, so that means I don't even have to, like, I don't even need any of these shits. Yeah, boy. Boy, 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 boy. You know what's interesting is that, can I just say on load resolve? Is that something I can say? Yeah. And it says something that you can't really... Yeah, so it would be better to actually do that properly. Okay, okay, that's fine. Okay. Might as well even do something like this. Sure. Are you happy now? You seem to be happy. Cool. So next compilation error. Next compilation error. Next one. Okay, so Tsoding Pog, and this is the definition of the scene. HTML image element. Image element. Cool. Next compilation error. Okay, so that's cool. Everything's fine. Finally, we nailed it down. We fucking nailed it down. Cool. So now what I can say, I can actually provide the cell as it is in here. And we're simply like filling up all of these things. So this is basically the source and the destination and stuff like that, right? So the first four parameters here is this one, and this is the destination. Ooh, this one is interesting, right? So because the first one are source and the destinations are the second, you know, fourth of them. So, but we can do the following thing, right? So we can just place this thing in here, and we can just say that this is the cell. Okay, cool. Then what we're doing, we're gonna say that the source. Interestingly, so this is the y. So in terms of x, it's a y multiplied by cell width, right? So that's that. And this is x. In terms of y, it's going to be 0, right? Because this is the square. So we picked x, we just picked x, and we picked y, which is 0, which is fine. Width is going to be 1, but the height is going to be the full height of this entire thing. And it compiles. All right. That is very interesting, I think. Let me open the documentation for this entire stuff. Let me open the documentation and see. Right. So so there's this thing. A coordinate on the top left corner of the subrectangle of the source. Yeah. So this is the source versus the source, and then blah 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 blah. Okay. So that should be it, by the way, chat. That should be it. So if we did everything correctly, so it should just work. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. And it didn't fucking work. Funnily enough. Funnily enough. I know, like it literally just doesn't render that. That's funny. Okay, so let me take a look at the maybe error. So, but the instance of needs to be updated since it will not match the image element. Yeah, you're right. Instance of... Man, why TypeScript doesn't warn about this kind of shit? Is there any like tagged unions in TypeScript? This is like a huge, you know, gotcha in here. So is there any proper tagged union in TypeScript? Tagged unions. How do you do them in general? Tagged union types in TypeScript. There should be something. Okay, so there's this thing. Cache kind. I see. And then, okay. Oof, I see what you mean. I see how you can do that. All right, so you literally like create the tag and stuff, but that means like I have to do a lot of like a paperwork in the sense that I have to define all of these interfaces first, right? So define all of these interfaces, then I have to move all of these things into their fields and stuff like that. It's just like it's too much work, kind of. I could do that, but not right now. Right, is there any other model redux? Right, but I get the idea. I get the idea how to do that. It's a pretty interesting idea. So I'm gonna actually credit the person who who suggested it. Yeah. All right. So let's see. HTML image element, and what's the next one? HTML. Yeah, because it's a very error prone. So we probably don't want to do this kind of model. That's for sure. We probably don't want to do this kind of model. It's just like something that like came out with off the top of my head. Anyways, so everything seems to be compiling. So now let's refresh. Oof, oof, and it's dead. It seems to be dead. Did it crash? Okay. Okay, I forgot to remove throw exception. I forgot to remove throw exception, but it already kind of like drew one sprite, which is already very promising. So it's a really good one. So not bad, not bad at all. So we have textures and stuff. So we have Sodium Pole. Yeah, we did it. So you know what's funny is that now we can actually fix this thing, I feel like, because we can do ctx draw image, and we can just like literally draw that image, I feel like. Right, so we can do cell 0, 0, actually not 0, 0, x, y, 1, 1, as you would do like anywhere. So does it compile? It seems to be compiling. And in here, as you can see, even in a minimap, we have the texture, and that texture is rendered in here. Right, so all of that stuff is rendered in here. So that's actually super cool. We can actually like add more different emotes in here. So let's go ahead and do that. So we probably need this thing. So I'm gonna copy paste it. Let's go into the images. So how many of them do we need? So let's download that. What's that? So Sodium Flush, right? Sodium Flushed PNG. So maybe I'm gonna bring the chat like to here. So I can do stuff like that. So then I can just like, you know, work with all of that more conveniently. Okay, so we have Sodium Pog, and another thing we need to do is Sodium Flushed. Right, so this is gonna be flushed. And the second thing we're gonna put in here is Sodium Flushed. There we go. So does it compile? It seems to be compiling. Okay, so now we have that. We have both Sodium Pog and Sodium Flushed. So what other things we need to do? Okay, Zezin, of course. Copy, where's the copy 3? So this is images. Sodium Zezin PNG. Boom. And let's just add it in here. Flushed Zezin and Sodium Zezin. Does it compile? Seems to be compiling. And yeah, we have Sodium Zezin, Sodium Flushed, and Pog. So what else do we have in here? Sodium Gasm. Okay, so let's actually add Sodium Gasm as well. wget. So is that images? It's not images. Wget Sodium Gasm PNG. Like so. Maybe we should add other emotes, like not only Sodium emotes. Okay, so this was kind of weird. So I don't know. Yeah, so this is weird. Sodium Gasm PNG. TF, right? Okay, so maybe we can do TF as well. Okay, so I'm going to download that. wget TF PNG. Let's download that. So Sodium Gasm TF, cool. Let's actually do something like this. So this is going to be Gasm, and I'm gonna move it. You know, I'm gonna put Gasm maybe somewhere here. Sodium Gasm, and the TF is going to be somewhere here. So this is going to be TF. TF. All right. Oh. It's actually kind of funny. So it works in a really funny way with transparency of those things. So, but overall, it's kind of doing things. Oh my god. Oof. All right. I'm glad we actually tried to look into that. It only works with like axes and shit. It only works with axes and shit. Okay, that's funny. And like I see what is going on in here, right? I see what is going on. We need to fix that. It's just like depends on like different sides and everything. TF is not even visible. Well, TF. It's really fucking funny. Yeah, TF is visible right in here. I think it is visible. I can imagine how the thumbnail of the stream looks like right now. I think it's kind of cool. So I think it is in fact kind of cool. Yeah. So let's try to figure out what exactly is going on there, right? Because we found a bug. We found a bug, and I think I kind of know what's up with that. So I think I also forgot to mention Chris Pocket. Thank you so much for Twitch Prime. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Implementing 3D Twitch chats. No, not really. I'm not really implementing that, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Draw image. So I see what is going on. So you have x. We just check whether x is equal to 1 or not. Right. If something is equal to 1, we're taking one thing. If not, we're taking the other thing. So in here, I feel like what we have to do is maybe take the opposite of this thing. So I'm already guessing, like I'm literally guessing, which is probably not a particularly great idea to do. But yeah, that was a bad idea. So it's something about the axis. Though interestingly, we can see all of these sides of this one. Let's actually isolate one object in here, so like where we can see it properly. I'm gonna put sodium pog maybe somewhere like around here, because I want to like have an isolated object like around which I can go. Right, so that's what I want to have. All right, so where is the sodium pog? Okay, so here's the sodium pog, and then in here, so that works fine. So this is probably like this is y coordinate, right? So this is y coordinate we're talking about, and this is x coordinate, and this is only 1. So it's only one side that is fucked up, right? It's only one side that is fucked up. So depending on the side, we probably have to just like do slightly differently. So you fixed something. I think so. Let me find where was that thing. I forgot. Instance of. So it's an instance of. If I remove this thing, so what is going to happen? Does it break in some of the other places? Yeah. It just switches around. So it's only one side that is kind of fucked up. So yeah. I don't really know how, like, what's up with this side. So I know for sure that we have this thing, right? So that should work. Okay, so if we're talking about this thing, we have x equal to 1 and this one is equal to, okay, so what if I have this thing? One of them is equal to 0, I see. Okay. So it's either one of them equal, okay. Let me think. Or this entirety of the thing is straight up equal to just 0. How can I work around it? It's not really negative values. It's not that. So one of them is just snapped to 0, or it's equal to 1. So there's like 2 cases in here. So basically, tx is straight up equal to 0 or tx is straight up equal to 1 or very close to 1. So maybe we can even do something like this. So it's kind of a weird hack, but I mean, it's gonna be fine. Trust me. So I can do math abs is less than epsilon. Right, so you have this kind of situation, and ty is greater than 0. So in that specific case, you want to assign u to ty. Otherwise, you want to assign u to 2x. And initially, your u is going to be equal to 0. Something like that. It's kind of a dumb hack, and I will think how to make it a little bit better. But it may actually fix shit for now. Yeah, okay, so all of the sides are fixed. Yeah, all of the sides are fixed. Okay, that's cool. So, yeah, it's definitely a weird hack, but I think it's fine. I'll think how to do better. Yeah, and one of them is just colors. So we support both textured walls and the colors. All right, so let me do a committee and maybe even pushy. So let's quickly do that. Add support for textured, let's actually say textured walls. That's it. And I'm going to push that right into the repo. All right, so that was cool. I guess that's it for today. Thanks everyone who's watching right now. I really appreciate that. Have a good one, and I see you all on the next recreation programming session with Mr. Zozen. I love you.